Hi, welcome back to my story time with Nana. I have another story for you. This one's about Lena. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have 5 grandchildren, and this will be the fourth one that they're in. I think you're going to love this story. I love this story. Let's find out about her job. Let's begin. Lena Gets a Job. The farmer family sat at the breakfast table enjoying Mommy's famous biscuits and gravy. Kids, Daddy said, Mommy and I have decided we're going to spruce up this place a bit. Give it a little polishing. We're going to do some painting. What are we painting? Asked Danny. The siding? The deck? The barn? Nope, Daddy answered. We're going to paint all of the bedrooms. So later, we're going to the hardware store and picking out paint for each of your rooms. Can we pick out whatever color we want for our bedrooms? Lena asked. Yes, he answered. We'll work on all the rooms together, but you can get whatever color you want. Yippee! The children cried out. Lena was especially happy. She loved to paint, and now she was going to be able to paint her room however she wanted. The children helped Mommy clean up after breakfast and changed for their trip to the hardware store. The children were all a chatter in the van, discussing what color they wanted for their room. Now, taking 5 children to the hardware store was quite a feat, especially while they looked at samples of paint colors. Each child wanted a different color, of course. By the time they left, Daddy carried 10 cans of paint to the van. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea, he thought. We're going to start with Lena's room first, Daddy said. You chose lavender for your room. Yep, she answered. Well, that seems kind of boring, Mommy said. Your curtains are lavender. You're so artsy. I thought you would select a color that would offset your curtains. I know, but I wanted a base, Lena told her. I was hoping I could use some of our craft paints on one wall. Now that sounds like you, Mommy smiled. The family spent the day moving everything in Lena's room into the center of the room and painting her walls lavender. They took a break for lunch and were finished by dinner time. Thanks for all your hard work today, kids. Lena's room looks great, Mommy said at dinner. Tomorrow we'll work on Allison's room. You picked pale green, right? I did. I thought it would look wonderful with my dark green curtains. I think you're right, Mommy said. I'm glad you're all excited about painting your bedrooms. It is fun fixing up our rooms, Nora said. I can't wait till we paint mine. After dinner, the family sat out on the front porch, put their feet up, and watched the moon rise. It had been a long day. Mommy brought out bowls of ice cream with fresh whipped cream and chocolate sauce. Hey, Mommy, is it okay if I go work on my wall that I want to paint with our craft paints? Lena asked. I suppose, but don't stay up too late and try not to make a mess. Thanks, Mommy, Lena said, kissing her mother and father goodnight, and then went in to begin her painting project in her room. She finished the wall several hours later, cleaned up, and fell fast asleep in her bed in the middle of her room. She was exhausted. Painting was hard work. Oh my goodness, Lena heard when she slowly woke. Allison was standing in her room looking at Lena's masterpiece on the wall. Is it morning already? Lena asked. Yes, Mommy asked me to come and get you for breakfast, Allison told her. Did you really paint this? It looks so real, she asked, pointing at the wall. Yeah, do you like it? Lena had painted a giant window, its shutters thrown wide open to a field of wildflowers. It was as if you were really looking out a window. You could almost smell the flowers. "Do I like it?" Allison exclaimed. "I love it! I wish I could do something like this in my room." Allison called the family into Lena's room. She couldn't get over the painting on the wall. Mommy and Daddy were just as amazed as were Nora, Danny, and James. "I want Lena to do a painting on one of my walls," Allison pleaded. "Well, what do you think, Lena?" Daddy asked. How do you feel about a job as an artist?" "Like a real job?" "Sure," Daddy told her. "You have a lot of talent here. This would be a specialty job." "Can I paint whatever I want in Allison's room?" "Well, that's between you and your client," Daddy said. "Allison, is our professional painter permitted to use her creative freedom in your room?" "Sure, after seeing this, I can't wait to see what she comes up for my room," Allison answered. "Deal." Lena and Allison shook hands. "Tonight, after we paint your room, you will sleep in my room and I will paint your wall." "Well, it looks like you have a job, Lena," Mommy said. "How about we have some breakfast and then we can get to work on putting your room back together and get Allison's room painted." The family worked hard and finished Allison's room a pale green just before dinner, like yesterday, when they had painted Lena's room. And just like the night before, Lena excused herself and went to work on Allison's wall. Later, Allison tapped on the door just as she was going to bed, but Lena told her she'd have to wait until morning. And just like the night before, Lena finished late into the night, cleaned up, and fell fast asleep. "I cannot believe it!" Allison cried out. "Oh, Lena, it's beautiful!" Allison stood back and really looked at her wall. Lena had painted the same window with the shutters wide open. But through this window, there was a pasture with 3 horses running across the field. One white, one brown, one black. Allison loved horses. Lena had painted the perfect mural on her bedroom wall. You could almost hear the horses galloping. "Do you like it?" Lena asked. "I love it. Thank you, Lena," Allison said, giving her sister a big hug. The family gathered in Allison's room, mesmerized by the beautiful painting on Allison's wall. "Lena, would you do a painting on my wall?" Nora asked. "Sure," Lena said. She was feeling pretty good about herself as a painter. This was the best job ever. And so once again, the family ate breakfast, prepped Nora's room, and painted her walls a light pink. And that night, Lena went to work painting a mural on Nora's wall and fell fast asleep when she finished, just like the 2 nights before. "Lena! Lena, wake up!" Nora whispered. Lena rolled over to see Nora standing before the painted wall. "Oh, Lena, it's so beautiful!" Lena had painted the same window, but with the sun rising into a pink sky over this beautiful garden. Nora loved gardening, and Lena had even painted a patch of sweet peas, Nora's favorite, with a baby goat nibbling on the peas. "I hope you like it, Nora," Lena said, putting her arm around her little sister's shoulder. "It's the most beautiful painting I've ever seen," Lena said. "Thank you so much." Again, the family marveled at Lena's handiwork. She was a very talented painter. "Can you do something in mine and James' room?" Danny asked. "Yeah, can you paint one wall for me and one for Danny?" James asked. "I suppose I could, but it might take me 2 days," Lena answered. Lena, are you up for this? You've been painting nonstop. Her mother asked her. Well, I am a little tired, but I really like doing it, and so far everyone has been really liking their wall. Okay then, let's get the day started and our professional painter can add her special touch, Daddy said, leading the children into the kitchen. And so once again, the family repeated breakfast, painting the boys' room blue, lunch, painting, and dinner. And once again, Lena went about painting a mural in James and Danny's room. She painted well into the night, not wanting to stop. She fell asleep just before dawn. She didn't hear the boys come into the room. She didn't hear her sisters come into the room. She didn't even hear her parents come into the room. They all stood quietly looking at Lena's artwork. She had outdone herself. On one wall, she had painted an open window that showed the family's back pasture with the red barn and a lean-to that Daddy and James had built. And on the connecting wall, she had painted a window with a view to their side pasture, Daddy's tractor plowing the field, and two little boys waving at the tractor. It was the most incredible painting they had ever seen. You could almost hear the tractor. Lena stirred and the family jumped on the bed with her, praising her painting skills. You are the greatest. You are amazing. You're the best sister. You're the most amazing, greatest, best painting sister ever. Thanks, everyone, Lena said sleepily. Thank you for giving me the chance to show you my painting skills. Thank you all for encouraging me. And thank you, Mommy and Daddy, for giving me the best job ever. I hope I can do more murals. I think that can be arranged, Mommy said. We still have our bedroom to paint. Think you can come up with something for your parents? You bet I can, Lena exclaimed, and just like that, she had another painting job. The end. Oh my goodness. She must have been very, very talented. So, I hope you enjoyed tonight's story, and there was a little bit of a teaser in there because next week's story is about Nora. Do you remember the painting on her wall? That'll give you a little hint about what's to come next week. Don't forget to share my stories. I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Mwah.